This episode is supported by 23andMe. This is a riddle, and I need your help to solve it. Let me explain. I have 12 marbles, 11 of which I know are identical, and one which looks the same but weighs a slightly different amount. I need to figure out which marble is different. I have a scale I can use to compare groups of marbles, but I can only use it 3 times. And to make matters worse, I don't know whether the odd marble out weighs more or less than the other marbles. How can I find the different marble? To try figuring it out for yourself, pause the video on the next screen. This is known as the 12 marble problem, and even if you think you have lost your marbles, there are ways to figure it out. To solve this, let's start off by weighing 4 marbles against 4 marbles, leaving 4 off the scale. This is our first way, and it can go one of 2 ways. Either the scale is balanced or it's not. If it's balanced, we know the odd marble out is in the other 4, and that the 8 on the scale are all normal. Next, we can weigh 3 verified normal marbles against 3 marbles from the questionable group. If this is balanced, we know the 4th marble is the odd marble out, and we can weigh it against a normal one to find out if it weighs more or less than the others. If the 3 and 3 aren't balanced, then we know if the odd marble out weighs more or less than the others, and it's in that group of 3. Next, weigh 2 of those marbles against each other. If they're the same, you know the 3rd marble is different. If they're different, you know which one is the odd marble out. But what if the first time you weigh 4 marbles against 4 marbles, they're different? You know that the marble is one of the 8, and you still don't know if it's heavier or lighter than the rest. You also have 4 marbles you know are normal and only 2 weighs left. Well, here's the trick. Weigh 3 heavy-side marbles and 1 light-side marble against 3 normal marbles and 1 heavy-side marble. If it's balanced, you know the odd marble out is lighter than the others, and that it's one of the 3 light-side marbles not on the scale. Weigh one of those marbles against another. If it's not balanced, the lighter one is the winner. If it is balanced, then the 3rd marble is it. What if your second weigh isn't balanced? If it's heavier on the 3 normal and 1 heavy side, then you know either the 1 heavy side marble is the odd marble out, or the 1 light side marble on the other side is the odd marble out. Weigh the heavy side marble against a normal marble to find out. If the second weigh is heavier on the 3 heavy and 1 light side, then you know the odd marble out is heavier than the others, and is one of the 3 heavy side marbles. Weigh one of those marbles against another. If it's balanced, the 3rd is your heavy marble out. If it's not balanced, the heavier one is the marble you're looking for. Getting to this solution can take a number of different paths. You could brute force a solution by trying any and every possible combination of ways as a thought problem until you found a sequence that works. But this doesn't sound very elegant or efficient. More likely, you'll want to use both inductive and deductive reasoning to design your solution. Deductive reasoning is top-down logic. For example, if I weigh 4 marbles against 4 marbles, what does that tell me? Inductive reasoning, on the other hand, is bottom-up. In this problem, that's a question, like, if I have 3 marbles left and I know if the odd marble out is heavier or lighter than the rest, then I can solve it in one way. So how do I get from 4 possibly heavy, 4 possibly light, and 4 normal to there? We use deductive and inductive reasoning all the time in real life. Like, if I leave at 5:30, what time will I get there? And if I have to arrive by 6, what time do I have to leave? They're just 2 simple examples. And for me, the answer is always earlier than you think, Vanessa, because you're going to be late. Practicing this form of logic in marble-finding thought puzzles can help us get better, faster, and more efficient at using that logic in other situations. So tell me, did you solve this puzzle? I wanted to include it because it's one of my favourite brain teasers. So if you have a favourite brain teaser, let me know down in the comments section and I might include it in a future video. I like making videos. Thanks to 23andMe for sponsoring this episode. 23andMe is a personal genetic analysis company created to help people understand their DNA. You'll be able to see where in the world your ancestors come from and learn how your DNA influences things like your sense of taste or sleep quality. And from what I know, all of my ancestors are English or Irish. I've sent away my sample, so soon I'll find out how white I really am. It could be 98%. Only time will tell. Go to 23andme.com/braincraft to support our show and to learn more about your personal DNA story.